Bulletcast for life.
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, King of the Indies 2019, it's over. I'll tell you the winner at the end of the podcast. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. The Messiah of the microphone, the greatest sports recreational podcaster in the world today. Yes, I am still your current reigning defending Bulletcast champion, just like Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fischer, Roddy Strong, and Adam Cole, baby. This title reign is hashtag forever undisputed. For life. Brother, yes, the Podfather, and of course, I'm here to lead this evolution in this audio revolution. So like I said, all pro wrestling and pro wrestling revolution, King of the Indies 2019, it's taken place, yesterday technically, since it's 1:45 a.m. at the time of this recording. It is now, Saturday, July 6th. The tournament took place, Friday night, July 5th, at the McKelly Event Center in Daly City, California. So, man, yeah, it was a good show. We're gonna get into grades and all that other stuff as we go along, so let's jump right into it. Round 1, J.R. Kratos versus Timothy Thatcher. Kratos was originally supposed to wrestle Ace Romero, AC baby, but maybe there's a travel issue or something, I'm not exactly sure, so Thatcher was his replacement. He got a nice pop, too. I wasn't expecting Thatcher to be there, obviously, but that was cool, so let's jump right into it. Alright, match starts off with some good catch cans amateur wrestling. Kratos slaps the taste out of Timothy's mouth. Fight spills to the outside. Kratos hits a hard forearm to the face of Thatcher. Timothy tries to work Kratos on the outside. Thatcher puts Kratos in a single leg Boston Crab, and the crowd pops massive for it. Kratos lifts Timothy with his arm while his arm is in a armbar and power bombs him to break the hold. J.R. Kratos hits a wicked lariat for a 2 count. Thatcher grabs JR's ankle to get out of a sleeper hold. Kratos gives him a back suplex. A double boot to the face puts both competitors down. A jumping knee is hit, followed by a massive forearm to a laid out Thatcher for the 1-2-3. JR Kratos wins the first match of round 1 for the King of the Indies. That was cool, man. It was hard-hitting. Thatcher's always hard-hitting. I love the way he manipulates joints. I really loved the catch cans, the amateur wrestling that was going on, especially it being a wrestling tournament or whatever. Like I said, I was an amateur wrestler in high school. I currently coach high school wrestling, and, just in a match, man, you just feel somebody out. You don't try to win right away. You feel them out, see what they're really made of for a little bit, throw in a tie-up, let it go. I'm like, okay. All right, do a little hand fighting. But yeah, the sit-out switches and the sit-out turn-ins, I really dug all of that, man. We don't see wrestling like that in matches really anymore, and I wish we would, because it's awesome. It adds another sports feel to an element to the product. So next up, we have Dragon Lee, the defending champion. He won 2018 King of the Indies the night before the G1 special at the Cow Palace last year, so here we go. Match starts off with chain wrestles and then a generic cruiserweight exchange of leg sweeps, quick covers, and a double drop kick that both men miss and then kip up and land on their feet. Kid drop kicks Lee to the outside, then hits a springboard cannonball. Back on the inside, Kid hits 2 moonsaults for a 2 count. Lee hits an amazing tope con hilo onto the outside that pops the crowd. Lee hits German suplex and Kid hits a Spanish fly that looked like it had Lee land on his head. Yeah, that spot, it looked a little iffy. I don't know if he landed on his head or maybe his shoulder, where it really looked like he landed on his head, but it did not look good. I was really scared for Dragon Lee right there. Alright, then Lee hits a double stomp on an upside down Laredo Kid. Dragon Lee wins with a reverse cradle. So Dragon Lee advances into the tournament. He's going to retain his crown of being King of the Indies. I forgot that they award a championship to the winner of the King of the Indies. I really forgot that. The title looks cool. I enjoyed it. It's something simple. It has KOI on the front, of the front main plate, which it should, King of the Indies. I dig it, man. I don't really remember wrestling tournaments giving out championships. I know they tried it with Mabel when he won King of the Ring. The WWF tried that with a title that never made TV. But yeah, the King of the Indies Championship, I really dig it. I like it. I gotta find out who made that. Maybe have them make a new Bulletcast title. Alright, next up was the match that I had been waiting for. At the last APW show, Bay Area Bash, when what we thought was Jungle Boy's last All Pro Wrestling appearance, Marcus Mack said, "No, no, no, you and Atlas got to do it again at the King of the Indies tournament." And so here it is. You know, these guys keep the rivalry going on in this prestigious tournament. Jungle Boy runs at Atlas, but Atlas jumps up and gets his knee and hits him with a famous. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm a little tired, guys. Jungle Boy runs right at Atlas, but Jake jumps up and gets a knee in Jungle Boy's face. Then he hits his famous LGB DDT. Love the move. It's a cartwheel off the top rope right into a DDT. I thought the match was going to be over that quick. Jungle Boy kicks out. Jungle Boy hits a Hurricanrana onto the outside. Jake holds on and power bombs at Jungle Boy onto the steel post. Fight spills into my section of the bleachers. Jungle Boy tries to hit a suplex on the bleachers, but Jake gives him a forearm, and then Jungle Boy hits a diving Hurricanrana off of the bleachers, pops the crowd. In my section, everybody's giving him high fives. Some dude that was standing above me got a really good video of it. I think Jungle Boy threw it on his story, so go to Instagram if you follow Jungle Boy and watch that clip, because it was sick, man. It was really, really cool. Jake delivers an impressive cutter to Jungle Boy, and then the match is over when Jake Atlas hits a elevated DDT, or a Jon Moxley paradigm shift for the 1-2-3, and I guess Jungle Boy's wrestled his final match in APW, probably maybe his final indie match also. You know, if that's the case, Jungle Boy, thank you for everything you've done for All Pro Wrestling. I was really aware of you a few years ago, and then you started popping up in APW. You won their juniors title, and you've done a lot of great stuff, man. You know, you just have to have the right dance partner in wrestling. You know, Flair had Steamboat, Austin had Rock, Styles had Christopher Daniels, and Jungle Boy has Jake Atlas, and vice versa. So Jungle Boy, seriously, man, thank you. I had a chance to talk to Jungle Boy during intermission and after the show. Super nice guy. He's really nice. He'll really take the time to talk to you. I recommend, if you ever get a chance to have Jungle Boy at a local show, if he does them anymore, if you go to StarCast, I know he'll be there. Just go up, talk to him. He's super nice. Jake Atlas, I talked to him after the show too. He's a really nice guy. So yeah, those guys, they put on a hell of a performance. I want to see these guys wrestle each other forever. Fight forever, guys. Alright, next up, you have the Octopus, Jonathan Grissom, go up against TJP, TJ Perkins, Suicide, former X Division champion, former WWE Cruiserweight champion. So here we go. After just feeling each other out, Perkins executes multiple neck twists for only Jonathan Grissom to escape and work TJP's ankle. A series of beautiful exchanges. TJP puts Grissom in a sharpshooter and a last chancery, only for Grissom to escape. Grissom starts working the fingers and leg of TJP. Grissom focuses his attention on the left arm, but more precisely, the left elbow of TJP. John sweeps away a drop kick from the top rope that TJP was going for. TJP springs off of the top rope and hits a super Hurricanrana. Grissom soccer ball kicks TJP's elbow, hits a cradle for a 2 count. Springboard moonsault from Grissom results in a knee drop onto TJP's elbow. Another cradle for a 2 count. TJP gets his knee bar submission in. Grissom bridges to break the hold. Grissom locks in the octopus hold, and TJP taps out. So Grissom advances as well into the tournament. I had never seen Jonathan Grissom wrestle live before. I'd seen some of his stuff from his indie work, seen it on YouTube. When you fall in a rabbit hole of wrestling on YouTube, you see that stuff. TJP obviously seen it before. I got to talk to him for like 15 minutes after the show. TJP, super nice guy also. He was really just giving me an in-depth story about his run in and how things were working backstage in WWE with the whole 205 Live thing. And yeah, it was just some really interesting insight, man. So if you ever have the chance to meet TJP at a show, seriously, go up and talk to that guy. He gives you a really great insight about what was going on there, man. Alright, next up, the All Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships are on the line. This is not a part of the tournament. It was a specialty match. We got my boy Will Hobbs, Will Power all day. Shout out Hobbs. He and the APW Universal Champion Big Oos, Jacob Fatu. What's up, Oos? They go on and they take on the defending champions of Luster the Legend and Adam Thornstowe, Reno Scum. Oi, 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 oi. This match was set up at Bay Area Bash last month, and so yeah, it's fun, man. Two guys just being thrown together for a possible run with tag team championships. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. It's worked for a lot of other people in the past. Why couldn't it work for these guys? So here we go. A shoulder block test of strength results in Hobbs clotheslining Luster to the outside. Adam and Fatu are tagged in. Adam yells out, "Put me down, motherfucker!" While Jacob Fatu lifts him while he's in a headlock. Luster pulls Fatu down by his hair, and Adam double stomps his chest. Fatu hits his handspring moonsault while Hobbs tags himself in by slapping the ankle of Fatu. Then Hobbs delivers a delayed suplex on Luster. Hobbs gets beaten down by Reno Scum for quite some time. Fatu hits a tope suicida on Luster and a diving crossbody on Adam, and then a Fosbury flop, a Jace move to the outside on Luster. Reno Scum gets back in control shortly after. Hobbs gets the hot tag and takes out Adam, hits Luster with a superplex. Fatu hits a swanton bomb, but Adam breaks it up with a dropkick to Fatu's head. Or no, dropkick to, I believe it was Hobbs' head, sorry. Reno Scum hits a Doomsday Device on Fatu, which results in Fatu hitting a moonsault onto Will Hobbs. Then Reno Scum finishes Hobbs off with a wheelbarrow double stomp to the back of Hobbs' head, and Scum retains. Yeah, so Luster will hold the guy up like in a wheelbarrow position, and Adam will just get on the top rope and do basically a coup de grace to the back of the guy's head. The move looks cool. I gotta find out where they came up with that, because it looks really cool. Alright, so we take an intermission, and then we have a semifinals match after we come back, and it's JR Kratos going up against Superstar Jake Atlas. So Kratos beats Atlas down for the majority of the opening of the match. Atlas comes back with a quick, hard-hitting offense, and then gets thrown across the ring. It looked like he was about to, when he got thrown, he lands on the opposite side of the ring at the turnbuckle. It looked like he might have just been thrown and he got enough air to look like he was about to fall between the ropes and just land on the outside, and that spill would have sounded nasty, and it would have looked nasty. Yeah. Alright, then gets thrown across the ring. After numerous bitch slaps to Atlas by Kratos, Jake recovers and hits a diving senton off of the apron onto a seated Kratos who was in the audience. After a drop toe hold, Atlas gets kicked in the head and rolls to the outside. Kratos throws the hardest elbow I've ever seen to Jake's face. It looked rough. It sounded even rougher. Then JR hits a clothesline that might as well have been a clothesline from hell, and Atlas kicks out somehow. That clothesline might as well have been from hell. JBL, I'm sorry, he gave you a run for your money. Stan Hansen, he threw a pretty nice lariat tonight. It looked vicious. Atlas throws 3 super kicks as JR Kratos isn't going down, says fuck you to Kratos, and hits a beautiful cutter. After a suplex, Atlas escapes and hits a regular DDT for the 1-2-3. Yeah, he hit a Jake Roberts DDT, and I was like, what? Nobody wins with a DDT anymore? I thought that was cool. So Jake Atlas advances. Alright, next up we have Dragon Lee, still defending champion, going up against Jonathan Grissom. Match starts with a cheap shot to the knee of Grissom by Dragon Lee. Both men trade forearms. Lee kicks John in the knee. John nip-ups, hits an enziguri, then Lee retaliates with a jumping knee. Then Dragon Lee hits a bicycle knee, aka V-trigger, for you Omega fans. And honestly, the bicycle knee was better than Kenny Omega's, and he gets the win with it. Some people, I could tell some of the crowd did feel a little underwhelmed, but I like when matches don't end with the person's finisher. I like when they, it's like back in the old days, man. If a guy just happened to get a knee up when a guy was running at him, you could win the match like that. Or a forearm, or if he just clotheslined him hard enough real quick, the guy'd be out. I like old finishes like that where you don't need your finisher to beat a guy. You can beat a guy in multiple ways. I really think that style of wrestling should come back. Alright, next up we have a specialty match, which is from Pro Wrestling Revolution. It's Ultimo Panda versus the Wise Guy, who's representing Border Patrol, sorry. I didn't get the Wise Guy's actual ring name. I know the Wise Guy's the moniker, so I'm sorry. Here we go. Panda teases a dive to the outside and then just does a trust fall off the apron instead. Wise Guy hits a drop kick. Panda hits a Panda driver for the 1-2-3. Yeah, that's basically the gist of what happened. Oh, and also so Wise Guy's hung up at the turnbuckle, right? He's in the corner. Panda's running and giving him clothesline after clothesline after clothesline. Each one gets slower and slower and slower. and then it eventually just basically walks over, and the crowd's like, ah, and then he punches him, and they're like, ah, they popped for it. Ultimo Panda gave Wise Guy that Panda Express. You got what I mean? Alright, next up, we have the Johnny Marcus Memorial Battle Royal, and the winner is Levi Shapiro. So basically all of Bad Boy Inc. was in this thing. Young Boy Charlie, Ring Crew Charlie, he was in it. Chicano Flame, I know he was in there. Levi Shapiro was the 1 foot wonder for the majority of the match. He would get tossed out but just land on 1 foot. He would keep his momentum going. Levi Shapiro, of course, is the APW Worldwide Internet Champion. Unfortunately, he beat my boy Hobbs for the Bay Area Bash. So he came out with that title and the Wrestling with Regret Championship that is synonymous with Brian Zane. So yeah. Alright, and the finals. Here we go. Dragon Lee, the defending champion, makes it to the finals of the tournament, and he's going up against APW Juniors champion superstar Jake Atlas. Here we go. Lee dropkicks Atlas at the start of the match and then hits 2 tope suicidas. The match gets back in the ring, and Lee puts Atlas in a sitting abdominal stretch. Lee has some words with Sparky, the referee, senior official for All Pro Wrestling, allowing Atlas to gain momentum and hit a dive to the outside. After forearms, German suplexes, super kicks, knees, after a cutter, both men are down. Jake goes for the LGB DDT, love the name, love the move, but Lee reverses with a suplex while both men are on the top rope. Lee hits a double stomp to the back of Jake Atlas's neck. Lee hits a Canadian Destroyer and a German suplex for a close 2 count. Lee chops the chest of Jake, and you could see the sweat just fly off of the guy. It was rough. When I was talking to him after the show, his chest was all red. It was not good. And after a massive bicycle knee and a fisherman powerbomb, or a fisherman driver, really, Dragon Lee is victorious, and he is the 2019 King of the Indies tournament winner. So, double back-to-back champion of the King of the Indies, man. 2018, 2019. I didn't really know if New Japan would let him do this because he's the super big in the Super Juniors division over there. But shout out Dragon Lee, back-to-back King of the Indies winner. I really thought Jake Atlas was gonna take the whole thing, but I think people expected that. So after the show's over, I'm talking to a lot of people, and I'm like, how do you guys feel about the show? And people were telling me, I think I'll give it a B. That was the general consensus of the people I talked to. So, yeah, it was fine. It was fun. I think the best match of the night, I will have to give it to Jungle Boy and Jake Atlas. I love when they're together. Second best, I'm going to go with Hobbs and Fatu going up against Reno Scum. I think those were my 2 favorite matches of the night. And, TJP and Grissom, so those 3 were my standouts of the night. They all had something different. Jungle Boy and Atlas, like I said, they're perfect dance partners for each other. The tag match was cool. It's always exciting to see Fatu and my boy Hobbs, when he gets that hot tag, he's just throwing people around and giving them hell. And then Grissom, just watching him work the elbow and arm of TJP, you don't really see people work ligaments really like that anymore. So I really dug that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for listening. Follow Bulletcast on Instagram, The Bulletcast, YouTube channel, The Bulletcast, Twitter is Bulletcast, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Patreon. We have a shop on Pro Wrestling Tees, ProWrestlingTees/Bulletcast. I got an interview I'm doing Monday with he's a big name, so I'm excited for that. So it's going to probably drop Tuesday morning. Look out for that. And we're going to have some more designs coming for t-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. Look out for all that. APW, Pro Wrestling Revolution, you guys did a fine job. Never regret spending my money on you guys. Next APW show is August 2nd. I think Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears, Perfect 10. I think he's coming back for that one. I saw something on his Instagram, and it said August 2nd, APW. So no, I don't think I know he's coming back for that. But, card subject to change. And Jake Atlas said he'd be returning there as well, so that's cool. Alright, guys, that's going to do it for me. Seriously, thank you so much. APW Pro Wrestling Revolution. Hell of a job. This has been the Podfather. Goodbye. Good night. Bang. Kenny, stole your gimmick. I'm sorry.
This has been the broadcast. Thank you for listening.